All right. So good evening, Warriors. Good evening. I'm Dr. Candace Turner. I'm the Deputy Athletics Director and Chief of Staff here at Wayne State Athletics, and I have the honor of serving as your Mistress of Ceremonies tonight. So today, we had an awesome day on campus, so this is going to be a great bookend to a wonderful day. We had the privilege of having Magic Johnson come get us fired up earlier today on campus. So let's give a hand clap for that. He truly gave us some inspiring words, and what better way to close out today than celebrating all the best of our Wayne State Athletics Department. So induction into the Hall of Fame is the highest honor that we bestow in Wayne State. It represents excellence, legacy, and transformation. And I could not be more grateful to stand before you on such a momentous occasion. So tonight, we'll share stories of greatness, honor trailblazers, and celebrate warriors who left their mark on the university and on their sport. And yes, we will have a lot of fun along the way, because warriors know how to celebrate, of course. So before we get into it, I just want to give a couple of acknowledgments. We have our athletic staff peppered all throughout the crowd. If you all could just give us a stand up, and let's give you all a hand clap for all of your hard work you do in and day out. Thank you all so much for your tireless efforts. And a special word of gratitude has to go to none other than Jeff Weiss. I know he's over there, who has led the Hall of Fame selection committee with passion, precision, of course we know that's how Jeff does, and ensuring that this tradition continues with the honor that it deserves. So thank you so much, Jeff. And to Shelby Ripple, she's scurrying around there. This was Shelby's first time putting this event all together. So let's give a hand clap for Shelby. She truly deserves the double credit for being the heartbeat of this evening. I am so proud of you, and I thank you for all the great work that you've done this evening. And we're going to thank you to Andiamos, our wonderful partner, for hosting us in style with great food. And we also heard from the Good Band. And most importantly, I want to thank each of you, our guests, for joining us tonight as we recognize our newest Hall of Fame inductees. So let's get into it. University leadership is here to support us, and I'm so ecstatic about it. We have Ms. Bethany Gilchek here from our Senior Vice President for Finance and Business Affairs and our CFO. She makes sure that the money stays right, so we appreciate that. Then we have Ned Stabler, our Vice President of Economic Development and President and CEO of TechTown. We have Rohini Anashka. No, I'm gonna get it. Ananth Krishna. Ananth Krishna. Okay. Who is our Vice President for Digital Strategy and Operational Excellence. And I will be excellent in saying your last name. I know I will. We have Melissa Smiley, our Chief of Staff and University Relations Officer. We've got Doug Kuiper here heading up our Marketing and Communications Office. Thank you so much. We have Amy here coming from our Major Gift Officer space. I'm so sorry I don't have it fully here. And then we have Lindsay Crum, our Assistant Vice President of Alumni Relations and Executive Director of Alumni Association. So we're grateful for all your leadership and unwavering support of Warrior Athletics. And I am just also so thankful that we have Amy McGraw here from Public Service Credit Union, one of our chief member experience there and one of our great partners. So before we get into the program, I wanted to give a couple of department highlights since we last met. We strengthened our Illich partnership, deepening our roots here in the city of Detroit. We added women's soccer. Yes, we did, an incredible new chapter for our student athletes. We welcomed a major gift officer to elevate our fundraising efforts, and he's here this evening, Mr. Cam Vaughn. And then we also have expanded our fueling station, because we all know in order to get to this level of greatness, you need to have some fuel. So we made sure we did that. So these highlights just remind us that Warrior Athletics continues to grow, and as we are going to be a stronger department, we will be greater for our students and moreover our community. So it is such an honor that again, I'm serving as your Mistress of Ceremony, but I'm going to bring up our Director of Athletics, Ms. Erica Wallace, to give us some remarks for the evening. So please welcome Erica Wallace.
Good evening, everyone. already a fun night. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. It's just a joy to be here and be in this room. And Hall of Fame is probably one of my favorite nights of the year. It brings together our Warrior and our Tartar families. Yep, we can cheer for that. Alumni, coaches, student athletes, friends, and supporters, all to celebrate the very best of Wayne State athletics. So since its creation in 1976, induction into the Hall of Fame has been the greatest honor for Wayne State athletics. Nearly 50 years and 275 individuals have earned this distinction, making tonight's celebration truly special. Here at Wayne State, success is far more than our wins and our losses, although we like our wins too. We hold ourselves to our Warrior way, 4 standards that define what we do. Academic excellence, preparing our student athletes for success in the classroom and beyond. Competitive excellence, striving to win, discipline, resilience, and with integrity. Community engagement and service, giving back to Detroit, and making a difference in everyone's lives. And character development, leading with accountability, integrity, and a commitment to lifting one another up. So these standards only matter because of the culture behind them. We call it better together in the athletic department. It means we collaborate, we serve, we compete, and we grow, but we always do it side by side. One cannot exist without the other, and together they shape warriors who succeed in every part of life. So this past year, this vision has come to life in powerful ways. In the classroom, 231 of our student athletes earned at least a 3.5 GPA or above. 66 achieved a perfect 4.0. So that's what academic excellence looks like. In the community, we ranked 11th nationally in service hours among 300 Division II institutions. And competitively, to point out one of our championships, our men's golf team captured its first GLIAC championship since 2003 and only the second in program history. Competitive excellence for sure. So these moments remind us that Wayne State athletics is thriving in every dimension, academically, competitively, and in service. And that brings us to why we are here tonight. With nearly 275 individuals have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, it represents the very best of the best. Each honoree embodies the Warrior way and carries forward our tradition of being better together. So when I call your name, if you could please stand up. Let's start with Lindsay DiPietro. So Lindsay was a 4-time letter winner and earned academic All-America honors. She finished her career with a program record of 132 assists. Sorry, I forgot to mention women's hockey. And led the nation in assists per game as a junior, posted a 19-game point streak, 48 assists, and 64 points, and captained the Warriors to the best seasons in program history. Thank you, Lindsay. Kyle Hill, baseball. A 3-time All-GLIAC honoree, Kyle ranks near the top of the Wayne State's all-time pitching charts in strikeouts and innings pitched. In 2005, he led the Wayne State to a GLIAC regular season title and the first NCAA appearance in program history. His consistency and leadership helped strengthen the foundation of Warrior baseball for years to come. Thank you, Kyle. Chuck Key, men's basketball. Chuck scored over 1,000 career points and earned 2 All-GLIAC honors while leading the Warriors to a conference championship and an NCAA tournament appearance. Known for his toughness, he has been described as the heartbeat of his team. Thank you, Chuck. Stefan Terlicki, football. Seventh grade graduated as Wayne State's all-time leader in made field goals and was the kicker on the 2011 national runner-up team. Twice named to the All-GLIAC squad, his clutch performances left a lasting mark on Warrior football. Thank you. Elizabeth Harriman will know. Elizabeth rewrote the Warrior record books in throws, earning multiple All-GLIAC honors in shot put and discus. Her strength and consistency set a new standard for Wayne State track and field. Thank you, Elizabeth. And this year, we have the honor of inducting our first team ever into the Wayne State Hall of Fame. And unfortunately, none of the living members were able to make it this evening, but we are inducting our 1955 and 56 men's basketball team. The more I learn about this team and what it meant to Wayne State and what it meant to the city of Detroit, the more I am honored to be a part of this department. This team made history by reaching the NCAA Final Four, the first program from Michigan ever to win a tournament game. Beyond their record, they broke barriers of diversity and inclusion with players like George Brown and Fred Snowden, paving the way for future generations. Their courage and excellence put Wayne State and Detroit on a national map. So let's give it up for the men's basketball program. To our inductees, thank you for the way you competed, the way that you carried yourselves, and the way that you continue to inspire us. Your stories are now forever a part of the Warrior legacy. Congratulations to our 2025 Hall of Fame class. You are Warriors for life, and tonight we celebrate you. Go Warriors.
Thank you so much, Erica. Now it is my pleasure to introduce someone who truly represents the best of our student athletes. Our SAC president, men's swim and dive standout, and biological sciences major, Mitchell McMahon. Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's great.
Yeah, I'm a little shorter than you.
We'll see. I can get it up.
Got it. There you go. Hopefully I can get it down. I good? Okay.
I'll lower it for the next person. Good evening. My name is Mitchell McMath. I'm a senior on the men's swim and dive team here at Wayne State, and this year I'm serving as the president of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I am truly honored to be standing in front of tonight's honorees, all of whom have played an integral role in shaping the culture and legacy of Wayne State athletics. Today also marks a historic occasion, as this is the first induction of a team into the Wayne State Athletics Hall of Fame. Again, I'm so honored to be present for moments such as this. These elite athletes and this remarkable team have dedicated countless hours and immense skill to their sport. They have helped to build the Wayne State Warrior, Tartar for some, legacy that current student athletes are so fortunate to be a part of. We are reminded of their hard work every day walking to and from practice. We see it in the trophy cases, the plaques, and photos that line the halls of Mathi. These honorees have raised the bar for generations of Warriors to follow. They serve as pillars of grit, excellence, success, and of what it means to be a Warrior. In addition to their athletic achievement, these honorees exemplify what it means to be a Warrior beyond sport. As student athletes, we know that our time at Wayne State is helping to shape and build us for success after graduation. Grit, excellence, and the Warrior mentality do not fade away after we enter our next chapter, but rather that propel us to thrive and positively impact our communities. While tonight is a celebration of your athletic achievements, we also want to honor all the ways and appreciate all the ways in which you have carried the Warrior spirit into your personal and professional lives. The team we are celebrating today displayed not only outstanding athleticism, but also unity and collaboration. They remind us that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and that when Warriors come together, we make each other stronger. To the Wayne State Athletics Department, thank you for creating a space where student athletes can succeed in both competition and in life beyond sport. And thank you for bringing us together to commemorate these individuals and their achievements. To families, friends, coaches, and teammates, thank you for coming out tonight to celebrate your loved one, and thank you for the support you've given them on their journey to greatness. Hall of Fame inductees, thank you for paving the way for Wayne State athletics and inspiring success for generations of Warriors to follow.
Appreciate that. Far too God. Thank you, Mitchell. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, Mitchell. And now it's my honor to welcome someone who has been one of our strongest advocates and friends, Lindsay Crum, who is our Assistant Vice President of Alumni Relations and the Executive Director of the Alumni Association. Lindsay knows firsthand the transformational impact athletics has on the university and community. So join me and let's welcome her.
Good evening, Warriors and Tartars. And it's Warrior Week, our homecoming week, and there isn't a better event than the Athletics Hall of Fame. So I'm just so privileged to be with all of you this evening. I'd like to start by asking everyone who is an alum of the Wayne State University to please stand if you're able. Thank you so much. You can be seated. I love to ask that question at an event because we are all here to support the university, to advance our mission, to support the success of our students, and tonight, to celebrate the success of former student athletes. And what that means is to celebrate the success of our alumni. And as alumni of Wayne State University, you form a network of more than 309,000 alumni worldwide. That's really powerful. And I know that we have wonderful alums who remain connected and involved. I know that our coaches, so you Coach Kelley from baseball, excellent advocate for remaining connected with alumni of this university. And to our student athletes in the room, this alumni network is gonna help you be successful. They're gonna help you apply the education and the skills that you learned as a Wayne State student athlete to be successful, whether you're going to be a teacher, whether you're gonna be a business leader, a finance executive, an artist, a performer, whatever you choose to be, you are going to excel. We know that because we talk to Warriors every single day who tell us about the education and the transformational power of their Wayne State experience. And I know that what we celebrate tonight in our Hall of Fame inductees is a part of that. And I know that there are so many amazing stories that come from Wayne State. And I'm so excited that we get to share those with you this evening. I appreciate Erica's leadership of the athletics department. It is a true privilege to work alongside you and to work alongside Candace and the staff and the student athletes that you represent every single day. Thank you for being connected to this university. For those of you that are alumni, thank you for remaining connected to your alma mater. Go Warriors.
All right, so welcome back, everyone. Okay, everybody's getting their cocktails, getting settled. So before we get started, I'm going to properly introduce Ms. Amy Argel, who is our Vice President for Major Gifts and Planned Giving. It's hotter than fish grease up here, so I was like losing my words, but we appreciate everything that you've done. So thank you so much and for joining us this evening. So before we get started, at this time, I wanted to recognize our past Hall of Fame inductees. So if you are our past inductee, please stand so we can honor you. Thank you again for being the best part of Wayne State Athletics. So we will also pause for a moment of silence to remember those inductees that we have lost since we last gathered. Their legacy continues to live on in Warrior Athletics. Thank you. Now, as we move on, I would like to highlight the reason we are here this evening, the induction of our 2025 Hall of Fame class. Each honoree represents the best of Wayne State athletics, the grit, the determination, and the warrior spirit that defines us. All right, this is getting interesting. A lot of my students are getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. I'm trying not to cry so I can read my script here, but at this time, I would like to welcome to the stage our current baseball coach, Mr. Ryan Kelley, as he introduces Mr. Kyle Hill.
I'm going to bring some guests with me. Thank you, Candace, for the introduction. Ryan Kelley, head baseball coach here at Wayne State University. Awesome to see this great team assembled here tonight. I'm going to steal a little bit of thunder from what they do in Cooperstown at the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. If you ever watched it or attended, all of the Hall of Famers from baseball come up on stage as that class gets inducted. So I'm going to do that tonight with Frank Jenny and Mike Wiseman, two of our all-time greats. We are heading into year 86 of Wayne State University baseball here in Detroit. And the 85 years before had been amazing. And in those 85 years of baseball, Tartar, Warriors, and others, there have only been 25 inductees from the baseball program. Well over 1,000 have suited up in the green and gold for our program. And these two are going to welcome number 26 tonight when he comes up on stage. That's awesome. But speaking of Kyle Hill, I need to give a shout out to someone who opened up the door for me and Kyle, who's here tonight, as head coach Jay Alexander from back in that day. Erica had mentioned earlier about Warrior baseball in the early 2000s, and it was similar to a lot of programs during that time frame. We had to do a lot of work and build towards the future, and things weren't easy. We didn't have an amazing weight room like we have now. Every team was in the math eye, essentially, all hours of the day and night. Kyle Hill and his teammates would practice at like 11 o'clock at night in the wintertime after basketball and get up for like a 7 a.m. lift sometimes. We wouldn't leave the math eye until 2 in the morning. And our current team, some of them are here tonight, we talk a lot about those who've come before them in our program. And that era under Jay's direction has been phenomenal in terms of where the program is at now. Because of people like Kyle, Frank, and Mike, and Matt Cunningham, and Kurt Kalashevsky are here tonight. Just a lot of fortitude, teamwork, leadership, tenacity, grit. I know Coach Campbell says a lot in Ford Field, but we've been saying grit at Wayne State for a long time. And that team and Kyle make up the scenario. So Kyle had a lot of stats and data, and he's in a lot of records on the pitching capacity for us. But one thing that really stands true is winning. And Kyle set the record, he tied the record actually for most wins in program history at that time. He's a proud son of the Toronto area, by the way, coming over to Detroit. Got a lot of wins for us, a lot of wins. The first win was a no-hitter. We went over to Mercyhurst, got a no-hitter in his first win, and it was awesome. It was awesome. And then his last win, I think we beat Gannon, maybe the last win. And then I actually looked it up. So we're trying to build this foundation of winning. Erica mentioned we won a title in 2005, and I looked it up. And so Kyle got a lot of victories, but he set his tone for winning. When his cleats touched that pitching mound, there was a different element to our game. The guys in the dugout, the guys on the field were ready to play hard and win. It was because of what he brought to the table when he pitched. It was all the time. It wasn't like our friend Tarek Skubal either, who pitches every 5 or 6 days. Kyle Hill pitched like every 3 days. That's how our schedule was back then. Limited rest, but he found a way to just go in and compete and be consistent all the time. And I looked it up. Since Kyle, we've had 550 wins since his last win against Gannon. Since that time frame, and a lot of that victory and intensity was because of him and what he brought to the table. And so, as Coach Crum mentioned earlier, I definitely take great pride in our alumni, and I actually reached out to some alumni to share a few remarks about Kyle. I think I'm pushing my time limit, but I'm going to say something here quickly. I had an alum, I've got two quotes. This former teammate of Kyle, he says this: "Seeing my former teammate Kyle Hill inducted into the Wayne State Athletics Hall of Fame is something that makes me incredibly proud. Kyle set the bar with the way he carried himself on and off the field, showing what true leadership and hard work looked like. He paved the way for so many of us, and I'm grateful to have shared the game with him. This honor couldn't be more well-deserved." And that's from someone that pitched in the big leagues for 12 years, Anthony Bass. He doesn't get to the big leagues without Kyle Hill. Hall of Famer, Anthony Bass. And then probably about 15 to 20 years later, we had a young alum who sent me a quote just yesterday. He said, "Kyle Hill is the example of how to pitch for a great program and set the bar to motivate future Warriors to break his records." There was this young guy, he was a freshman, sophomore year, and he was having some success early, and he kept looking in our record book. He's like, "Who is this Kyle Hill guy?" He was a right-hand pitcher. "Who's this Kyle Hill guy? He's got wins, he's got all these other stats in the pitching category." It was Carter Fitzpatrick, who just broke the wins record. He broke Kyle's record 2 years ago, which stood for a long time. But in a true Hall of Fame move, this is a Hall of Famer. When you're a competitor like Kyle, it's probably not easy to see a record get broken, and his record was broken. But Kyle Hill, the Hall of Famer he reached out to Carter Fitzpatrick, which was awesome, and he congratulated him. It was like he just gave him Wayne State pride and told him to keep winning, and it was awesome. And I think someday Carter Fitzpatrick will be in the Hall of Fame, and he's not there without Kyle Hill. So with that, Kyle Hill, come on up. Let's get another win.
Let me formally do it.
Okay. So it is my honor to welcome Kyle Hill to the stage as we proudly induct him into the 2025 Wayne State University Athletics Hall of Fame. Let's give him a round of applause.
All right. I meant to write this out by hand, but in true university fashion, I found myself writing this at 2 a.m. last night, similar to I would be in the library doing a final paper at 3 a.m. in the morning. So I guess some things never change. To Erica, staff, everyone here in Wayne State Athletics, and those of you from the other side in Wayne State, it honors me to stand here in front of you today. Seeing this put on for us and the inductees is incredible. When I was going to Wayne State, I'm dating myself, but it was years ago, something like this we would never dream of happening. So for us to put in the work and put in the dedication to help elevate, sorry, I can go over a little bit? Okay, yep. Is truly an honor, and it's great to see. One second. I got to do a lot of things in my baseball career. I got to play for Team Canada, but to be honest with you, this here tonight is the biggest honor of my athletic career. So thank you very much. I don't get here without the coaches, without the people that put hours and hours and hours of time into myself and into the team. So Coach Jay, Coach Ryan, my teammates, thank you very much. It's tough to sit here and understand you spend 4 years together, you live across the hall from people, and then you see them 20 years later, and it's like you're going back to the Forest Apartments and we're just moving in. So for those of you that remember Forest, we've dated you as well. Sorry, I've jumped around a little bit. For when you come to Wayne State, you absorb the grit of the city. You absorb the spirit of Detroit, and that becomes a part of you. When you leave Wayne State, that grit is carried with you, and that's a life lesson that you will never be able to learn again. It's something that sticks with you, and it's a great thing to have of when you get out from, you graduate from being a student athlete into the working world. Remember that grit. For the players and the young people in this room right now, remember that grit, and it will take you a long way in life. I'll go back to the coaches. So to Jay and RK, congrats, and everyone else that was part of that team, truly thank you, and thank you for your time. I don't think anyone really understands how much time coaches put into coaching until I got into coaching, and I was lucky enough to be there for Ryan's first win, so that's another memory that sticks with me very well. But thank you for never letting us be anything but our best and challenging us to be better on a daily basis and making us the best people we possibly could be, but not just our best athletes. You are preparing us to be leaders in the real world. And I think sitting around that table tonight, you will see all the student athletes have become men that are now leaders in their capacity. So thank you very much for that. And thank you for getting in the way of that umpire when he rolled the ball back to me, because I don't think we would be having this speech if you didn't act quickly. So thank you for doing that. To Frank, Jenny, I don't think I would be here without you and your support. We met Frank, I'll go off script a little bit here, and Weiss, if I'm too long, just play the music and I'll get off the stage. But I met Frank. Kurt and I were roommates freshman year. I was coming from Canada, had to get my I-20 processed as a student visa. Kurt got in a car accident and we couldn't move into our room. My parents and Kurt, we dumped all of our stuff into Frank Jenny's room. Then we proceeded to, and my parents like, we're good? And Frank's like, yep, got him, we're good. Okay. We proceeded to go to Windsor, have a great night, have a lot of fun, met a lot of people for the first time. And we kind of had a stepbrothers moment in the morning when we woke up, and it was like, did we just become best friends? Yep. So that was, but to Frank, Frank, I don't think I've ever told you this, but the toughest year that I actually had at school was the junior year that I had after Frank graduated, because Frank carried so much of the load for Wayne State and being a captain, so thank you for that. To Kurt K, thank you for everything. Kurt, that no-hitter doesn't exist if Kurt doesn't catch a ball diving in right field in Mercyhurst. I'll never forget that, and Kurt and I had a great couple of years together, living together across the hall from Frank, and we had a lot of fun. So thank you for that. Cunningham, I'm going to say this is probably as much your award as is mine, because you caught 3/4 of the games that I pitched, and I don't think I shook you off 2 times in 40 games. So thank you for being the person you are and the unsung hero of many teams. Mike Wiseman, thank you for continuing the legacy. Obviously, probably one of the best catchers to wear the Wayne State uniform. And thank you for continuing the grit and the push and the attempt to elevate the program and not let anyone just settle for being good enough. So thank you. Finally, to my family, thank you for everything that you guys have done. I mean, growing up, we never took family vacations because my brother and I were wearing and or using our family vacation money between hockey and baseball. So we never formally did anything like that. But with all of your sacrifice and driving to all those tournaments and all the miles, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you for that. To Ty, thank you for putting up with an older brother that hated to lose more than he loved to win. And you were probably on the wrong end of some battles that we had, but thank you for doing that. Yeah, I'm truly honored and blessed to stand here before you today and accept being inducted into the Wayne State Hall of Fame. Not something that I take lightly, and I will cherish this for many, many years to come. And I thank everyone that was a part of it. Thank you very much.
So before we close out, I just want to remind all the inductees, we're going to get pictures with you all up here in the front with your plaques. And again, we'll have men's basketball come up for our team. But as we close tonight's celebration, let's once again congratulate our inductees, Lindsay DiPietro, Kyle Hill, Chuck Key, Stephen Terlecki, Elizabeth Wilno, and the 1955-56 men's basketball team. Let's give them a round of applause. I would like to also extend a final thank you to the Hall of Fame Selection Committee, led by none other than Jeff Weiss. Y'all keep hearing his name. This man does it all. Thank you, Lindsey Crum, David Greer, Mike Horn, Frank Jenny, Catherine Likes, Yasha Moore Thompson, Josh Rennell, Shelby Ripple, myself, Erica Wallace, and Laurel Whalen. So before we conclude, please be reminded that this is homecoming weekend, and the celebration doesn't end here. Literally, the bar's gonna still be open, the music is gonna be playing. But you gotta get up in the morning now, so tomorrow at 11:30, we will officially enshrine our inductees in the Math High Hall of Fame area. We ask that you arrive by 11:15 so we can honor them properly. And then later in the day, we'll celebrate them yet again at the football game against Michigan Tech, recognizing them at the end of the first quarter. So we encourage you to arrive early. Tailgating is a thing now in Wayne State Athletics, so I'm just saying, get there early as the parking lot will be open at 10 a.m. So I'll leave you with these words from Nelson Mandela. Sport has the power to change the world. It has the power to inspire. It has the power to unite people in a way that little else does. So now congratulations again to our newest Hall of Famers, and thank you all for joining us on this celebration. The bar is open, the music will be playing. Good night and go Warriors. Thank you so much.